Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Chop It Up Live. Sorry, I'm trying to get everything together. Okay, so first I have to say, shout out my looks. Okay, let me start there. So the hair is the Raw Indian from Royalty Beauty Bar. The unit was made by the owner, Tara, and I installed it myself. Lipstick, of course, shop with Volt. Eyebrows, shop with Volt, and the lashes are iRed Cosmetics. So today's Chop It Up Live, and don't forget, guys, I can see your comments. So whether you're commenting from Facebook or YouTube, I can see you. So today's Chop It Up Live is all about what we not gonna do in 2021. It's so much stuff that I am so sick of seeing. We cannot take this stuff into 2021. So I need for you guys, share it for me, share the live, because your girl going in. So the first thing that we got to stop normalizing is, dealing with people that you partially F with. Like, think about it. If it's somebody that you just cordial with, you won't really deal with like that, we got to stop the whole normalizing being extra with those people. We're not going to take that into 2021. Y'all know why we're not going to take that into 2021? Because if they partially with you, they not going to defend your name when somebody talking about you behind your back. They not going to be down for you. They're not going to support you like they should. Either you got to be down or not. So if you're dealing with people who are partially for you in 2020, don't take that issue into 2021. Straight up. Okay. So the second thing that we are not taking into 2021, y'all, this is a big one. And again, if you're watching via Facebook or YouTube, you can drop your comments. I can see them. I'll be happy to address. The second one is no explanations. Stop feeling like people owe you an explanation for something. Stop feeling like that. For example, people love to ask you, oh, well, like, for example, I've lost a lot of weight. Well, dang, what'd you do to lose weight? Don't ask me all of that. Just say, congratulations, you look good, or whatever the case is, and keep it moving. Like, if you decide to cut somebody off in your life, you don't owe no explanation in 2021. You understand what I'm saying? You don't owe that. You have to police your peace at all costs. Okay? And that includes not having to tell everybody why you make certain decisions. That is your decision. It is your life, and it is your peace to police. Okay? You don't owe nobody any explanations. Next one is be unapologetic. Y'all, let me tell you something. I think that the pandemic has caused all of us to given us all that reset. This pandemic has. And I think that you have to put your foot on the gas. Don't take it off. And be unapologetically you. Of course, don't be out here doing nothing crazy and being unapologetic for it. But be unapologetically you. Get out here and go do the things that you've always wanted to do and you hadn't had a chance to do it. Whether it's, starting a business, or whether it's cutting your hair, coloring your hair, live a little. You only have one life. And if you spend your whole life engulfed in work, engulfed in this, engulfed in that, and you don't live your life, you only have one life to live. So enjoy it and be unapologetically you. Okay. I'm looking at my notebook if you guys see me looking off. Okay. All right. So the next thing that, and y'all hear me when I say this, and I ain't trying to be mean, please keep that bird messiness in 2020. Okay. Now, I've seen a lot more men messy in 2020 than I've seen women, but either way it goes, y'all leave the messiness in 2020. If something ain't got nothing to do with you, leave it be. Stay out other folk business. Mindeth thine own. When you stay in other folks' business, all up in it shit ain't got nothing to do with you, especially giving your opinion and sometimes thinking that you got the solution to everything. I am telling you that is going to cause a lot of problems. In 2021, don't do that. If it ain't got nothing to do with you, just let it go. You can only do what you can do. Wrong or right, you can only do what you can do. Now, this next one. I definitely had to get my soursop tea and my moringa tea for this one. Y'all, if y'all don't stop that fakeness, bruh, like I think I used to a little bit, you know, I won't say be fake, but you know, I always try to be as cordial as I can be. And don't get it twisted. I'm gonna always be cordial and I'm gonna always be professional, right? But I'm gonna say this, y'all, stop with the fakeness. If it's somebody that you don't fool with, you don't have to prove to the outside world that y'all cool. Or you don't have to prove to the outside world that everything okay. Let whoever think whatever. If they really want to know, they'll ask you. But the fakeness gotta stay. Gotta stay in 2020. Sorry, y'all. Oh, goodness, it's so delicious. Drinking some soursop and moringa tea. Actually, I put some peppermint in there too. Squeeze me a fresh lemon, all bougie and stuff. But anyway, so moving on to the next thing that we're not going to take into 2020. And I think that I am, you know, and I'll be transparent as I can in this video. I do think that I have been guilty of this for a little while. You know, I always would say, you know, ideas that I would come up with, right? And I would say, oh, I don't want anybody to think that I'm doing too much. Or I don't want anybody to think that I'm extra. No more. And for other ladies and men, you know, whomever out there, feel like you do that, we are not dimming lights anymore going into 2021. Call it what you want, but that's what it is. You know, when you don't want people to think you're being too extra or over the top, we are literally dimming our light that God gave us to shine to make other folks comfortable. This goes back to doing you unapologetically. In 2021, we can't be doing that. You know, it's a whole lot of stuff you gotta leave behind. And dimming your light is one of them. Now, this next one goes to us mommies. I know I am not the only mommy guilty of this. And when I use these two words, you're gonna know what I mean. If you know what I mean. Mommy guilt. It is so hard to let go of mommy guilt. For those of you that don't know what mommy guilt is, I'll give you an example. I'm used to taking the kids, picking up the kids, you know, whatever the case may be. You know, my husband, when he works, sometimes his schedule can be a little busy. So, you know, of course, mama got it. But there may be some days that I need help and I may say, hey, baby, can you pick up the kids? Or, you know, can you pick up the baby? And I'll feel bad because I'm like, oh, maybe that means he might have to leave work early or he may have to leave before he can finish everything that he needs to do. And I feel guilty. That's mommy guilt. And, you know, as much as people may say, well, you know, you shouldn't feel mommy guilt. That's your other half. And I understand it, but mommy guilt is real. But in 2021, let me tell you something. I'm not saying I'm not going to have mommy guilt, but I'm going to try my best to have less of it. Yeah, I'm going to just try my best to have less of it. Now, the next thing that we are not going to do in 2021, and we hear people say this all the time, but the question is, do we really take it serious, right? And it's about not knowing your worth. In 2021, you are not going to not know your worth. You've got to know your worth. You've got to add tags. And when I tell you that is a real serious statement, it is a real serious statement. We have got to bet on ourselves. I was actually in Clubhouse like maybe 2 nights ago, and Jason Lee was in there. One of the things that Jason Lee was saying was about ownership. And he was saying that a lot of millennials and, you know, newer generations that are in media or within any type of profession, that if you're going to bet on yourself, you got to bet on yourself with ownership. And I feel like if you add knowledge on top of that, you cannot go wrong. So it doesn't matter what you're going to be doing, whether it's, like I said, starting a business or, you know, expanding your business. If you know your worth, add that tax, bet on yourself, and grow with knowledge, I promise you, you will be so successful that the abundance, the blessings, they will overflow. That's my word for 2021 is abundance. I told my best friend and her husband last week, I think it was, and we were talking, and I've been saying for the past few weeks that my word for 2021 is abundance. You know, sometimes you just have to be specific with your prayer, but sometimes you just got to sit back and you just have to listen to what God is telling you to do. And sometimes it may not be clear at first, but it's going to come. But in 2021, you can't go into 2021 with any type of self-doubt. And I know that these are things that we probably hear people say all the time, but do we really take it in? That's the real question. Do we really take that in? So I want you to make sure that you take that in going into 2021 to know these few things. So I'm going to run back some of the things that I talked about because I know some people just jumped in. And if you did, you can always, of course, watch the replay. But one of the first things I talked about was no explanations. Baby girl, bro, you don't owe. Y'all don't know how bad I want to be a little vulgar, but I'm not. You don't owe anybody an explanation for nothing. If you choose to cut somebody off in 2021, policing your peace is at the top of the priority list. And if you don't prioritize your peace, there's no way you can prioritize anything else. You don't owe nobody an explanation for nothing that you do. It's what you do. Of course, these are things that you do within reason, of course. But stop feeling like you got to explain something to everybody. It ain't their business. You did it. You did what you did. Peace. If you cut them off, you had your reasons. Peace. The other thing that I talked about earlier, and if you see me looking over, I'm just looking at my list, was about partially dealing with people. Y'all, it is so many folks out here who are less than acquaintances. Okay. And we giving them best friend privileges. If they are less than an acquaintance, then that's exactly what they are. So going into 2021, we can't be giving less than acquaintances best friend / sister privileges because they ain't giving it back to you. You know what I'm saying? With my makeup brand, influencers are cool, but I will gift products to my friends. You know why? Because my friends are going to go hard for me. So I invest in them the same way that they invest in me. So I'm saying that to say in 2021, if they partially F with you, if they partially dealing with you, listen, don't take that mess into the new year. Again, if they are less than acquaintances, don't be giving them best friend privileges. It's the same thing that the old folks used to say. Don't be giving a man husband privileges if they don't deserve it. Thanks, Kim. Thank you, girl. I had to showcase Shop with Vogue. Hey, Latoya. So that was another thing that I went over. Another thing that I went over too was about fakeness. Let me tell y'all something. And I'm just kind of reiterating some of the things that I've already said for folks who are just jumping in. And again, I'm talking about on Chop It Up Live today, what we're not going to take into 2021. This fakeness. Bro, let me tell you something. I am at a point in my life where I have a zero tolerance. Zilch. That doesn't mean that I'm going to be unprofessional because I'd never be unprofessional. It doesn't mean that I can't be cordial in a setting. It doesn't mean that. What it means is sometimes, you see people You know somebody don't like you. You know they talking about you behind your back, but you have an event and you invite them because you don't want them to feel like they not included. No, I'll have zero tolerance for it. If I have something going on and you ain't for me, I'm not gonna feel no type of way because I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? What's the point of inviting you? You don't like me? If somebody is fake with you, I guarantee you the second they hear some tea about you that might not even be true, but they feel like it's good tea, guess what they're gonna be doing? They're gonna be sipping instead of defending your name behind your back. So in 2021, leave them fake people where they at, because guess what they're gonna be doing? They're right on sipping tea. That's exactly what they're gonna be doing. So don't take that into 2021. Now, the other thing I went over was dimming the light. Y'all, I just want to go over this again because I realized recently how guilty I am of it. You just feel like sometimes you have these grand ideas and you say, oh, I don't want anybody to think that I'm doing too much, or I don't want anybody to think that I'm extra. Listen, there's a signature on my email, and I've had this signature on my email for years, and I'm realizing, girl, you ain't living by it. If your dreams are not big enough to scare you, they not big enough. My dreams scared the absolute hell out of me, the shit out of me. Okay, that's how I know that they're big. And no longer can I feel like, well, I don't want nobody to think that I'm too extra or I'm doing too much. Guess what? I'm like, yo, Vonyetta, you dimming your light. What you do that for? So don't y'all do the same thing. Don't take that into 2020. Hey, Nakia, don't take that into 2021, dimming your light. Because again, I told y'all this earlier and I'm going to say it again. Dimming your light is doing God an injustice, because he gives us talents. He gives us ideas. He gives us all of these great things. And if we choose not to let that light shine because we want to make other people feel uncomfortable, right, Kim, they ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? And you doing yourself a disservice. So I'll give this little piece of tea on here because I was going to announce it at the top of the year, but it is what it is. You know, I'm finishing up real estate school. And, you know, I took a small break from real estate school because I had so much other things going on, right? But I was like, man, people gonna think I'm doing too much. They're gonna be like, oh, she DJing, she on the radio, she doing real estate. And I had to stop and say, hold up, 7 streams of income. I can't be worried about what Joe Schmo, Sherry, Susie, and Johnny got going on out here in the streets. I got to worry about me and mine. Ain't nobody else paying daycare but me and my husband. Ain't nobody else paying car notes. Well, hallelujah. Ain't no car note. Ain't nobody else paying no insurance but me and my husband. So what am I dim a light for? What am I dim a light for? Now, the other thing, hey, Cameron, okay, amen. Now, the other thing that I talked about too was messiness. Now, I can't talk about this enough. And I'm glad I'm coming back to this because I'm about to reiterate a couple things with this whole messiness. And pardon this language, some of y'all birds in 2020 cannot be flying in 2021 with this same type of messiness. Like, I wonder why I don't have a whole lot of female friends. Because sometimes, but listen, men messiness do be at an all-time high. But the messiness needs to stay. You know why? Because people put their noses too much into other people's business that ain't got nothing to do with them. Mindeth thine own, Vonyetta's 1st chapter, 2nd verse. Mindeth thine own business. If it don't got nothing to do with you, leave it alone. Because when you start inserting yourself into places that you do not belong, guess what? It causes all types of problems. So in 2021, leave that there. Leave the messiness. Hey, Karen, leave the messiness alone. Because let me tell you something. My circle of friends, my girlfriends, we texting every other day about stocks. We texting every other day about how we can make money. Oh, look, I found out this cool little thing that you can do to get your flyer done, and it's like $5. I just sent my friend told me like 2 weeks ago she wanted to create an app. She had an idea, and I found an article of a few apps, or excuse me, a few programs that offer training that is normally $1,000, but it's only $20 for the month of December. And she can get her certification to create her own app. She don't have to pay anybody else to do it. That's what friends do. And I know this is going off on a little bit of a tangent, but I'm saying this to say that you also have to change your circle. If your circle isn't empowering, if your circle is not, sharing financial literacy, if your circle is not lifting you up, if your circle ain't praying with you, you got to change your circle. You can't take that into 2021. I guarantee you right now, I could call any of my friends right now. We can sit on the phone and pray. Or I can sit on the phone and I can cry. And I can talk to them with no judgment, and it never goes past that phone. That's the other thing, y'all. We got to leave in 2020. Stop sharing personal stuff with people it don't need to be shared with. It is people out here right now waiting to go tell your business. Waiting to go tell your business. Stop. If they are less than acquaintances, they don't get best friend sister privileges. You understand what I'm saying? They don't get the privilege to know the real you. It ain't but a few friends that can say that they can come to my house. It ain't but a few people that can say they know where I live. It's only a few people that can say that they truly know me. Because you gotta keep your circle right and tight. It don't always mean it's gotta be super small, but you just gotta have the right people. But stop telling everybody your business that it don't need to be told to. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's sometimes I hear people come to me and they tell me something. I be like, I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it. I had a lunch meeting maybe 2 years ago with somebody, and she immediately started talking about someone that was my friend. You know what I did? You know what? Let me go ahead and get the check. I'll take care of this. Because see, what we not going to do, either we going to talk business or we not. We ain't going to do this messiness. You got to leave it. So you got to set these boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Because if we don't set boundaries, people will overstep them each and every time. I was talking to one of my best friends last night. One of the things that we talked about is people do what you let them do. Does it sound crazy? But it is the truth. Sometimes people do exactly what you let them do. And we have to be unapologetic going into 2021 that we ain't letting nobody walk all over us. We're not dimming our lights. We are here to shine, and we're going to shine bright, and we're going to be successful, and we're going to help each other go from here to here. We're going to help each other level up. So the last two things that I'm going to recap that I talked about was mommy guilt. Now, for my moms out there, y'all get this. We have mommy guilt all the time. We want to go somewhere. We want to do something. We can want to go to the nail salon and get a pedicure and have mommy guilt because we had to drop our kids off or leave them. I do it all the time. I think probably it still affects a postpartum, but it is what it is. Lessen the mommy guilt and more of the, mommy appreciation. Tell yourself how much you appreciate the things that you do for your family and your kids. Going into 2021, we are going to know our worth, and we're going to know that we're adding tax, and we ain't adding 7%. You know what I'm saying? We go out places and they taxing us 7% on this, 8% on this, 10% on that. Okay, guess what? Know your worth and add all them same taxes because you're worth it. If you own a business, don't compromise your cost. It is what it is. If somebody asks me to DJ and it's $1,000, it's $1,000. You ain't got to pay it. I'm cool. I'm saying that to say, don't shortchange yourself. Don't sell yourself short, especially if you know that you have a product or you have a service and you know you're good at it. Charge your worth. Add them taxes. And if you want to play, a 3% debit card fee. How about that? Exactly, Kim. Bet on yourself. This whole real estate school thing for me was something new and something I was very scared of. But I know come 2021, all of the ideas that I have, listen, I plan on teaming up with other great real estate agents who have some similar ideas. And we're going to be a powerhouse. Boy, I'm going to be slaying houses left and right. You want to sell, you want to buy, what you want to do. We here. And that comes from, not feeling like, well, let me say that. That comes from knowing that there are other women in various businesses that I know that we can work together. That's another thing. Doggone it. I keep thinking about things. Y'all, stop with this whole competition crap going into 2021. Everybody ain't trying to beat you, boo. Some people just trying to help you. And it be the same folks that feel like somebody trying to beat them, and they ain't even good at what they doing. Oops. Again, know your worth, add your tax, add your fees, and last but not least, bet on yourself. If you can't count on nobody else, you know you can count on the Lord, and you know that you can count on yourself. Period. And that's what I've been doing these last couple years, is double downing on betting on myself. When I started at DJ, there were definitely folks that was like, But now, sis, and stop being too proud to ask for help. Casey, you were right. And I'm going to jump on that too. I bet on myself. And every time I bet on myself, it always pays off. It may not happen when you want to, but always know the Lord is right on time. Delayed, but not denied. Okay. So my sis Casey said, stop being too proud to ask for help. This is true. That's a hard one for me. I ain't quite there yet, but I'm getting there. But yes, we definitely do have to stop being too proud where we can't ask for help, because, a lot of people are here to help us, and we don't even know it if we don't reach out and ask. You know what I'm saying? And I've definitely had a lot of help from a lot of people that were unexpected, just simply because I asked. So, I kind of know it was a little bit of a rant, but it was also some information and some things I felt like needed to be said. Excuse me. The purpose of Chop It Up Live, and I don't even really have a consistent date, and that's my fault for Chop It Up Live. But every time I've done it, you guys have been receptive. So I probably may even put a poll out there, because I'll have guests on and stuff like that for Chop It Up Live. But this is something that I believed in, and I believed in myself, and I'm betting on myself. There are a couple of other things that I'm working on that, again, I bet on myself, and I actually did ask for help, and I was proud. And I have some people that are coming on board to help, and I have a couple of things that are going to be big. So we ain't dimming our lights. We betting on ourselves. We knowing our worth. We adding our tax. We adding our fees. And we're not going to let nobody stop us. Right? Right. So do me a favor. If you enjoyed this, I hope you did. Please share it. Just let a couple people know, like, listen, this is what it is. Let's work, love. Let me know when you're ready to listen. Sis, we're going to talk. For sure, Kimberly, we're going to talk because that's going to be real soon. So we're definitely going to talk. Please share this live. I'm hoping that it can bless somebody. I would just ask that we all touch and agree. Thank you, Letitia. I ask that we all touch and agree on everything that was said. And if y'all can just do me one favor, just reach out to somebody. I don't care who it is, and just tell them you appreciate them. Especially if they are not acquaintances, they do have friend privileges. Let them know you appreciate them. Let them know that you love them, and reevaluate what you're not going to do in 2021. Reevaluate what you're not gonna take, what you're not going to stand for, and then you take that and you stand on that. You stand firm, and you don't let anybody knock you off your block for it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to Chop It Up Live. I will say this. I will be back Friday, not for Chop It Up Live, but I'll be on Clubhouse. I have a room on Clubhouse, and I call it Midday Clubbing Convos. So we'll have all types of conversations. That'll be Friday at 1. So I will share the link on Facebook for you guys who are on Clubhouse to join. If you're on Clubhouse, if you're not on Clubhouse, I don't know, my invites might not be free. I'm just kidding. We'll be able to get you in some kind of way. With everybody that's in the room, we'll get you in. And other than that, I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you guys. I thank you all for your support over the your continued support over the years. And you know what? 2021, let's get this money. You know where we going? Where the money reside, where the money reside. That's where we going, where the money reside. See y'all later.